before it goes.
Hey y'all, thanks for tuning into the Nintendo Drive. If you're hanging out with us on YouTube, be sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell icon so you never miss an episode. Or, if you're getting cozy and listening to us on your podcast feed, make sure you're following and leaving us nice reviews. You can also support the show on Patreon and pick up some awesome merch. Links to those and more are in the description, but let's get the show started.
What's up, gamers?
I'm just slapping the bass, man.
Yeah,
slapping the bass.
I should have put a little bass in that song.
No, the next iteration of that song will be prog rock. You need to have that in some sort of wacky time signature, Seth.
What about
Where's the
like
one?
Yeah, you're right. What about like a hair metal intro? Just like, wah! You just
that would be
kinda
great.
screaming into it.
Give me some. Who's hair metal? Quick, first band that pops into your head.
Like
Quick.
Oh man, that's tough. I guess Poison.
Yeah, Poison. That's a good
Yeah.
answer. Yeah, I'm thinking
Yeah.
Bon Jovi for whatever reason, and also oddly enough, Pantera. And that's a deep cut.
What?
Most people do not look at Pantera's first album.
Yeah,
They were a
okay.
hair metal band. Hair metal
sure.
band, Pantera. Yep. And then they became the whatever they became. Man.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. Yeah, that's a lost art a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, the hair metal. Yeah, hair in
Ska
general.
should come
Lost
back,
art.
huh? I mean, I didn't lose it. It's still here. I'm rapidly losing it, but it's still here for now.
It's attached to your face.
Yeah, that's true.
Beard metal.
Beard metal. Let's go.
That's ZZ Top. Really, they're the one and only.
I got
beard
that a
metal
lot
band.
growing up. I got that a lot, and especially Louisiana ZZ Top is big.
Oh yeah.
And so when I first started kind of growing a beard, that's what all like the old dads were like, all right, ZZ Top, what are you doing
Yeah.
over there, ZZ Top?
Yeah,
You
like
know.
they're the only ones with a beard. They can't own the beard business. You know?
All right, Leonard. Yeah. I was
Leonard
getting that
Skinner,
a
there you
lot.
go.
Yeah.
Yep. That would work.
Yep. And then it evolved into Duck Dynasty. You know, I got that.
Yeah.
a lot.
Or hey, David Letterman.
Hey, David Letterman in his retired
After
era.
exactly.
Just go through like everybody who has like
Who
any
else has
sort
a
of
long
prolific
beard?
beard.
Hey, Jim
Yeah.
Carrey when he lost his mind. You know?
Hey man, so you know what? Getting older is when you listen to Jim Carrey and you're like kind of making some sense.
I mean,
he's kind of on.
not so crazy that guy. Yep.
I kind of get it, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's making a
Anyways,
comeback. You know, he thought he was going to retire, and then boom, Sonic 3. The right
him right
script
back
came
in.
on by. Thank God,
dude.
saved us all.
Did you see like there's a clip of Jim
think I know.
Carrey talking about Eggman, and
Yeah.
he's like he's just a tortured character, and he's really he wants so badly to reclaim his childhood. I'm like, you're talking about Eggman, right? In Sonic 3, the guy who says like later.
Let him
haters?
think it. Let him think it. If it keeps bringing him back onto the screen, you're right. Eggman is a tortured soul.
Oh goodness gracious! Well,
Yeah,
it does
those
my
movies
heart
rule.
good to see you, dude. They do move. They look really good stuff.
Yeah.
All three of them, real
Yeah.
good.
Sonic 3 coming to streaming services very soon if they're not already there. And they might already be there. They might be on. Maybe it's on Prime.
You probably rent it. Yeah.
I gotta do it. I'm a big fan. I'm the biggest Sonic movie fan on this podcast.
That's probably true.
It's probably true. Yeah.
I mean, only one of us saw Sonic 3 in theaters, though.
Oh damn.
So.
Yeah. So it's you.
So I guess it's me.
Yeah.
No, they're great. Sonic
I saw
3 is
Sonic
the
2
best
in
one.
4D, 4 dimensions.
Would you get to smell them?
I got to
What's the
smell it. I
fourth
got to
one?
taste it. They sprayed stuff. There was fog and whatever. And then the end they had that post credit scene, and all the kids in the theater went crazy. I'm like, I have no idea what I'm looking at right now.
You'd never heard of Shadow? Like you didn't even tangentially know about Shadow?
Bit of a
Really?
blind spot for me, you might say. Seth.
Oh, you would.
I never
think
claimed
that
to be a
would-
Sonic fan. I
Sure.
have no idea what's happening over here. I just like the movies. He just wants to find his friends and his family and everything. And I just bawl my eyes out at those damn movies.
Dude, look, that third one's going to get... Ryan Turford says out today on Paramount Plus.
Oh, no. I don't have Paramount Plus anymore. I had it last year and didn't use it.
Yeah. Well, maybe you get like a 7-day free trial or something.
Oh, just like at patreon.com/Carpool Gaming.
Look at you with that segue.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I like the .com. I want to like play with the inflections a little bit. That patreon.com. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, let's start putting inflections where they don't belong.
Absolutely.
Like
emphasis
Patreon.
on the long syllables. Patreon. Yeah.
Patreon.com. Just start doing
We're just the Italians coming out of us right now. Talking with our hands. Yeah. Knocking stuff over as we talk. It's good stuff.
Oh, it's rough. You get me with my family up in Chicago together, and it's basically a fist fight. We're just like
poking eyeballs out over here.
Yeah, it's rough, dude. It's bad.
Oh my god.
Oh goodness gracious. Well, yes. Thank you all. I will take that segue, Sean.
Yes, do it.
For a little bit of.
Oh, nice. Oh, that was a cartoon.
That was like a nice long one. She's getting a little here lately. She's getting a little more testy. Like she's like getting a little sick of waiting. So the kisses, the smooches are a bit more intense. You know.
I'm just waiting for her to like do the Italian greeting, like one on each cheek kind of thing, just nice and slow too.
Did your grandparents ever want to do like full like on the mouth kiss?
No.
My grandparents did. No. And I always was weirded out by it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Full mouth kiss. And even when I was a kid, I was like, this doesn't feel great. I don't like kissing my grandma on the mouth.
I don't know, man. I got to tell you this. My best friend, when he got married in a church, beautiful wedding. Everything was great. And for whatever reason, the priest was kind of like doing his blessing for the couple. And at one point he kind of like reaches around and grabs the back of the groom's head. Just kind of, but not like a grab, but like kind of he placed his whole palm on the whole of the back of his head. Kind of resting it, but kind of like, what if he kind of he could have just like brought him in for a nice aggressive smooch. So I don't know why I'm telling you this because you didn't ask. Him and I have worked that into our secret friendship handshake that we give each other every time we see each other.
Oh, okay.
It's like 14 steps and everything, and the final one is us doing that to each other, just like the priest on his wedding.
That's
and we do that no matter who's around, man. Who cares? You know? YOLO.
And everybody's like, are they gonna kiss? Like you hear like gasps from the crowd.
But it's at the end of a really long friendship handshake. Just like we've got like a secret code and it's like all these beats and everything and we're doing all this stuff. And then the final is just because it kept growing. You know, these things grow and they evolve over time. So now the final move is that little like priest move that happened. So shout out to priest, what's his face?
Was it like just an understood, like, okay, like we're done adding now. This is the clear final.
I don't think that's understood. I think we're waiting for the next, but we're also not like looking for the next thing. But like that was that because we all talked about it after the wedding. We're all like, what was that? What was with that? So we all started like doing it to each other and then it became a thing. Yeah. Like, oh, I kind of get it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wait for the next thing to really, to come in and then add it on.
Maybe this is consistent throughout my life. Sometimes it's gooeyes, sometimes it's eow, sometimes it's a priest palm hole behind the cranium.
Well, what it is just now that you've worked it into Carpool, now it's like now you're creating something. Yeah, it'll kind of be added into whatever weird stew we have going on.
So sweet. Dude. That's where Sweet Hangs comes from. It comes from real life. And when we hang out, it's Sweet Hangs. Or as autocorrect will have us believe, Swedish gangs.
Give me your wallet.
Oh my gosh. Little autocorrect to Swedish gangs from Sweet Hangs. So
that's pretty good.
Anyway, is this housekeeping? Anyway. What are we doing?
Housekeeping over there on patreon.com/Carpool Gaming. I want to thank some new folks who came in. Thank you so much to Todd Oxtra for joining the ad-free all-in-one tier. Thank you very much, Todd Oxtra. We appreciate that.
He's not going to get no ads over there.
Yeah. Like you all. Look, if y'all listen on the public feed, you get ads. You have to hear me even more than you normally do already. Yep. So, look, and you get it like 5 years later, something like that. So, $1 a month. pretty good deal.
Yep.
I also want to thank Andrew. I guess I don't want to mispronounce. Is it Nayland? Neeland? I'm going to go with Nayland. Andrew Nayland.
Okay.
Also joining the ad-free all-in-one tier. So yeah, shout outs to Andrew for checking that out. And you guys can too over at patreon.com/carpool gaming. And yeah, there's a 7-day free trial over there as well. And there's a bunch of exclusive content like the Pants Patreon podcast for patrons podcast. Matt's episode is currently out. The Nagachaka. So check that out. Yep. And the Miles_of_Amanda is going to be up next. So get your questions in. I can't wait either. And we'll see what's going on with Amanda. In addition to that, Sean. Oh, please go ahead.
No. You keep moving. I'm an idiot. Keep going, please, God.
You're not an idiot. Don't say that. Look. Don't sell yourself short. You're great. I want you to know that.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. In addition to that, early access, Sean, to the Mini Indie Van podcast.
Thank goodness. Oh, save us all.
Is now available as well on Patreon. This is Fulia's monthly show. We had a funny the podcast dedicated exclusively to indie games podcast or
manufactured
something.
by independent developers. Yes.
Yeah, it's all about indie games, and Fulia hosts it. She brings in another guest, and they talk about indie games, and it's great.
We're gonna accidentally retitle the show, and she's gonna murder us all, man.
She's like, "What are you talking about, dude?"
I want to say shout out to Fulia. I was listening to the PlayStation Drive, and I think the topic was something about rage quitting and everything, and Nagachak had a good story, but he's like, of course, he brings a rational kind of thing to it. I'm not gonna slam my controllers. I paid money for those things, and it's okay, well, good for you for keeping a handle on your emotions. That's not you've not reached boiling blood rage yet if you're still considering that what you're holding. Yeah, you haven't been that mad, Yeah. And then Fulia jumps in as well, and she's like, I got so upset. I got up from my chair and I took off my headphones.
Oh.
Calm down.
She was heated. Calm down. I was ready to explode.
Oh, man. Must be nice. If that's an 11 for you, I got up and I took off my headphones.
Oh my God. I got up, I took off my headphones. I even paced a little bit. I'm you know what? I'm going to say that. I paced.
Oh,
man. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, that's how I rage too. That's the maximum of my rage.
I've never actually broken I have thrown controllers, but they've not broken.
Well, mine, let's see. It was an Xbox controller, and it did break apart, as in the battery pack flew out and everything. So it was pretty spectacular, but it didn't break. It was still usable, but it was an explosion.
I love the I just want to comment on, and I just want to publicly appreciate
visualize
the proper usage of spectacular. It was a spectacle.
Yeah. It was an absolute spectacle. Yes.
Because I feel like people use spectacular just to mean good, basically.
Yeah.
And it was a spectacle. It was like fireworks.
Yeah. I like the word I like those hyperbolic words. Spectacular, catastrophic is a great word. Yeah. When you really mean it, it's a catastrophe. Oh my gosh.
This is a catastrophe.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, goodness.
But yeah, raging, just I got up and I took 5 deep breaths and I centered myself, and yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. Well, Yarden says this podcast is spectacular. In the true sense, it is a spectacle.
It is a spectacle. We are making a spectacle of ourselves, man. Holy cow.
Early access to the Mini Indie Van podcast is now live now. So the whole point of this, over on Patreon, it is exclusive to Patreon for the time being, so that people can listen to it and give Fulia feedback. So please enjoy.
Rename it.
Yeah.
The podcast dedicated to independently manufactured games.
I think maybe the one thing she's not looking for feedback on is
definitely the name. Yeah, the name she's pretty settled on, I think.
She's pretty good with the name.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness
we should do this
gracious.
more often, sabotage the work of others.
It's worked out well.
Also, go to YouTube. Nagachak had a great short this week.
He
funny.
did.
That was actually really great. Killer Frequency, very funny.
Some dancing over there. The Backtrackers game, of course. Killer Frequency. Yeah. Over there on the Backtrackers. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to... I played that game 2 years ago, but of course, then Lachlan played it, and then she talked about it, and so now everybody
everybody can play it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, we also have merch, Sean, at carpoolgaming.com. There is a litany of merch over there at carpoolgaming.com. And if you watch us over live on Twitch, you can gift merch to Twitch chat anytime we're live. Go to the website, select the merch you want to give away in chat, select the Twitch gifting option. That's a very nice thing to do. We appreciate it. And hey, if you want to support the show for free, review us on your podcatcher of choice. We appreciate the reviews as well. Thanks for doing that.
We all do.
Yeah, we all do. I think that's it. I think that's going to do it for our housekeeping.
I just have to say, like, name another podcast that does whatever you want to call housekeeping, whatever the rigmarole you want. Like, who does it as good as us? Nobody. Nobody does it.
I agree. No, I agree.
I guess you want to listen to it.
Well, and a lot of people just kind of like, let me just get through this. Let me just get through the garbage, the rigmarole.
Yeah.
We have fun here.
I like kind of just like pulling at threads as you go through. I'm like, okay, what can we? I don't do it on purpose. I don't want to like make it any longer than it has to be. I just want to.
No, I love it.
I also don't want to just sit here while you read this stuff.
No, I love it. We're just we're freestyling. We're bebopping and scatting all over the place.
Yep, we're by ourselves. Nobody can stop us tonight.
The boys are back in town.
The boys are here. Yeah.
You know, that's right.
I had a couple days off over the weekend. I had a long weekend. It was family day, and I grew out my facial hair just a little bit because I didn't have to do it for work. And my daughter pointed it out. She's like, "You got to get rid of that mustache," she said.
Oh yeah, she hated it.
She did not like, and it wasn't anything crazy. Like it doesn't. That just doesn't happen to my face. You know, it's just a little longer than this. But she didn't want it. But she did take a moment to kind of like scratch it, and I thought that was kind of nice.
Yeah. Did she like that? Like the scratching?
Yeah. I also wondered if like that would be like something she remembers it like a long time from now, like scratching her dad's face.
I remember doing that to my papa. Like I would touch his face and
Yeah. There you are, Peter. Yeah.
Yeah. There you are, Peter.
Yeah. She's finding Peter Pan.
She's making you smile and everything.
Yeah. Exactly.
Pulling your face back.
Oh, God willing.
What a movie. It's a good movie.
What a movie. Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
Rufio.
Okay. Rufio. That movie rules, dude. People sleep on Hook. Like
they shouldn't be.
Look, I know Hook was pretty popular when it came out.
Yeah. It's like the #1 movie.
and I know it was starring Robin Williams in the height of his career.
And Dustin Hoffman this time. Dustin Hoffman was in this one.
And actually Dustin Hoffman this time.
Yep.
But go back and watch Hook, man, especially if you watch it as an adult, because when I watched that movie as a kid, the themes were completely lost on me.
Oh, yeah.
Like, rewatching it as an adult, I cry watching that movie now. I weep like a baby.
Yeah, life is almost over.
Yeah. It's all going to end soon.
I just see clocks ticking all the time, man.
We're spiraling into the abyss.
Oh,
well,
it's been a spiraling kind of day, so there you go.
Well, speaking of spiraling, Sean, talk to me about video games.
Oh, I thought you were going to ask me about that Godsmack song from 2002, Spiral.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, remember that?
Good album, too. Yeah.
Great album. Yep.
Yeah, that's one of the good ones.
We'll save it for the post show, but I want to talk to you about, like, I went to so many concerts in my younger years and like 20 years ago, you know? And now these bands are coming back, like they're going on tour again and stuff. Yeah. And I feel a certain way about it, you know?
Like it makes you feel old?
It makes me feel like younger me is judging current me. Because I remember being the young guy at concerts and going to like, even like, I was a young guy going to Aerosmith and seeing all the old guys going to Aerosmith and going like, don't like that. Right. And like that, if I were to go to like Avenged Sevenfold, that would be like me or like those guys going to Aerosmith back in 2002.
I would feel weird doing that now.
Yeah, I don't like
that's
it.
Fair.
I don't know about it. I saw like, anyway, let's save it for the post show. I'm sure we'll remember.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll remember by the time we get there in 3
hours.
Absolutely not. Yeah. What about video games, Sean? You sent me a message late last night that was just a screenshot. And now it's an evocative screenshot.
Yeah.
And I knew instantly, of course, what it was.
Yeah.
But I think even if I didn't, I have to like admit, like the visual design of this game and like the way I'm like, I would have been intrigued just from looking at the screenshot.
Oh, if you didn't already know? Yeah.
Right.
I'd love to do that sometime. I'll just send you a screenshot for a game that you don't know and I don't say anything. Yeah.
I'm like, whoa.
I do need to talk. Well, let's bring the listeners in. It's Citizen Sleeper that we're talking about. Now pin that for a second because I want to talk a little meta about like how you and I interact, if that's all right. You know, if people think that this is all just for the podcast, it's not. We're just recording now. That's the only difference. Like when we DM each other, there's just as much ridiculous, needless flair and spectacle. Like I could have messaged you going like, I'm firing up Citizen Sleeper.
Right.
You know, I could have messaged you like a normal person. I just don't know what that is. I don't know what normal people do.
But every now and then it's just all caps Mario Kaiju.
Mario Kaiju, exactly.
Like 7 a.m.
There's a patch. I remember getting. I was on the bus when that happened. I was playing Mario Bowser's Fury, and it's like, oh snap, okay, yeah. So, but I know that you recognize these things. I was kind of counting on it, anyways. Fired up Citizen Sleeper, and I don't know what I was expecting, other than great writing, as you've mentioned before. Yeah. This is mainly prompted in that Citizen Sleeper 2 has come out, and I don't feel I can skip to the second one. But you sold me. I don't think so, and I don't know. This game isn't all that long, is it? It kind of just depends on how fast a reader you are.
Right. Yeah.
It seems so. I'll be see you in 2026, so I can get to the
treat
next
it as
one.
a book, as you would a book.
Well, it's so funny because, like, for whatever reason, I was just it's just the right game for the right mood. I just wanted to. I've been having a frustrating week, and work has just been like kicking my butt, and it's not been that great. And I was about to like go do some laps in Forza and just race around, and I was losing focus. I kept thinking about like what was going on at work and stuff like that, and I was just like and I kept spinning out. It wasn't good. Like my stress was kind of happening in the game. I'm like, I can't do this. What else can I have? And Citizen Sleeper, wouldn't you know it? Like I think it's because of the reading, and it's so minimalist that I can't do anything but read it. Like it's just it's kind of like the whole like focusing on your breath. You know, like it grounds you and it centers you. And I was fairly instantly just like brought into this world. It does such a beautiful job of creating a sense of like, it activates the mind's eye through its description and like really putting you in the place of all these things that are happening. And so like my first very early thoughts, I'm not too far into it. I think I've upgraded like 1 or 2 points. You kind of complete like these missions and you get these points to upgrade your character. I've done like 1 or 2 of those as I've kind of been wandering around. And this is, like I said, time and place, just perfect for me. I don't know about you, and maybe we can talk about this. The writing, a lot of the engagement through the game, for those who haven't played it, is through its writing. Yeah. And you can sort of like respond to either characters you're having a conversation with or scenarios that you're in. You can kind of choose to do one thing or another. It's kind of like a choose your own adventure kind of text.
Totally.
And with this, I'm very sensitive to this sort of thing, Seth, where writing is meant to like evoke emotion and place, and it's really meant to like put you in a spot. And sometimes that can be corny or cliche or trite or whatever. And it's like, this isn't like, I'm actually, oddly enough, I'm almost like looking for it. I'm like waiting for the writing to go like kind of cheeseball. And it's not. Like it just continues to put me in this space station that we're in, and it continues to put me closer to these characters that I'm coming across. There's a guy who kind of like takes me under his wing right at first. He's got a debt that I feel like maybe I could help him out with. There's a dude down the hall or down the place making some food, and that seems like that's a good friend to have. And he's got a really kind of interesting little backstory. There's people out in the back, and we're chopping things up, and we're mining stuff. We're trying to get make a living out here. And this person's got like a son
scraping out a living
or a kid.
Out here. Yeah,
I'm not even sure actually. And it's like, and then there's a doctor off to the side who I think they're in with some thugs or some gangs or something. Like it's so interesting. But if you were to look at a screenshot of this game, you go like, I don't get it. I'm not going to like sign up for this unless you're already kind of like into those kinds of things. So this is just one of those examples of, I love keeping an open mind and being aware that like for me especially, sometimes it's just the right game, right time. Here we are. Let's just dive in. So far so good, man. I see what you're putting down with this thing. I like it.
Yeah.
And I have to manage my time. That you have these cycles. It seems like these are basically like days. It's kind
basically
of like
days.
Almost like a Persona kind of mechanic. You can only do certain things with your day. There's some gambling aspect to it. Like there's statistics and probability of like, do you want a good outcome or not so good outcome? And so I'm leaning into, I want to stay fed. I want to make sure that I'm not starving all the time. I got to make some money. So there's like a marketplace. I'm telling you these things as if you don't know. Basically, I feel like I'm just proving to you like that I've played it. There's like this marketplace, almost like a stock market kind of thing. Yeah. And I'm just gonna cheese the heck out of that thing. I'm just getting all the money I can get out of there. So it's good, man. It's very imaginative. It kind of just seems to activate something else.
I mean, look. It is a tabletop RPG. Like, it is a digital tabletop RPG.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I guess so.
That's what it is. I mean, it's like you're playing D&D or something. You know, it's like, I want to go here. Well, what do I roll to see if I'm successful or not?
Totally.
You know?
Yeah, that's well said. And I want I would love like a manual, like I'm just so old, dude. Like I want like I want a game manual with all these characters and like their backstory and everything. I want that printed. I want to like, I don't know if there's like a comic or anything, but I love the illustrations for all these characters that I'm coming across. They all have like wonderful poses and great costume work and stuff. And I'm kind of enthralled with just a very short amount of time with it. It's like, okay, I see you, Citizen Sleeper. Okay.
Yeah, man. It's good. Yeah,
2018 Citizen Sleeper or whenever the hell this game came out. When did this game come out?
It must not be 2018. I need it to not be 2018. I need that
because it feels like just yesterday.
I need that to not be the answer.
Oh, it's not even close. 2022.
Okay, much better.
Okay. Well, I feel better about playing it because I'm making a living over here playing old games for the podcast.
I mean, look, but you know, it's interesting. The person who came up with that is their name is Gareth Damian Martin, and they came up with the idea of Citizen Sleeper because at one point they were like homeless and surviving in the gig economy.
Wow.
And it's like them kind of expressing how it felt, and they're non-binary and stuff, and just like the way that they kind of felt othered and cast aside by society and stuff. And like Citizen Sleeper really does convey that with gameplay. And it's like a struggle. Every day is a struggle to just stay fed, stay alive, you know, and it really conveys that well. The cool thing about the first game is it all takes place on this big like space station like city called the Eye, and Erdlin's Eye, I think. Is that it? Yeah. And so you meet people who either for one reason or another want to get off the Eye, but everybody's just kind of making it. Like everybody's just kind of scraping by, and you're with them kind of scraping by, and feels really intimate, like the story and the things that you can kind of get into. I'm excited
and
for
consequences,
you to
dude.
There. Yeah,
one thing I thought I was helping out my buddy who has a debt with some bad people. I thought I was helping him by like putting money somewhere else. And it was the wrong thing. That is not how I was supposed to help out my friend. And guys who we owed money to showed up. I'm like, I thought I was helping them. I thought I was paying it off. And it's like, okay, there's some serious consequences here. And I live for this. In these types of games, role-playing adjacent or role-playing especially, just like, give me something that like matters. And it's like, oh, snap, they're gonna mess this dude up.
A lot of things matter.
Not going to be good. Yeah, exactly. And so maybe I got to the point where it's too stressful.
Sure.
But right now I'm still having fun. There's endearing characters. I'm sure somebody's going to screw me over at some point. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That'll happen.
Yeah, surely.
I'm glad you're
just like in real
life.
You
never know. Well, the thing is like, you know, it's the kind of game that when you're playing it, I have the sense of like, this won't be for everybody. And I always feel like I have to like, and yeah, it probably isn't. I always feel like I have to pull back a little bit when I'm talking about it, because I'm like, I love this. And I think that a lot of people would probably love it if they gave it a chance, like D&D or something.
Yeah. It's tight in its experience, though, actually. And it's funny, I was messaging you as I was just jumping into it. And the beginning, whatever, couple minutes is really just reading. And I thought that that's all it was. It was going to be some text and a choice to be made and then some more text. And that was it. And again, just time and place. I was absolutely in the mood for that. To the point where I messaged you, I'm like, I'm kind of disappointed that there's game mechanics here. I don't really want to do anything. I just want to read some stuff. So, but this also gives me hope too for like, I feel like I missed the moment for 1,000 Times Resist. And again, like just, I'm so heavy on this stuff, you guys, like, oh shoot, Max and the camera, Life is Strange. Life is Strange is always my go-to example with this. So it's, of course, I brain farted on that a second ago. Time and place, like those games. I don't know exactly. You can't plan for it. I can't anticipate these games coming out and going like, yeah, when that game releases, I'm sure I'll want to be miserable or like dive into this emotionally driven game or whatever. It's just kind of like the mood strikes, you know, in the mood. I was all by myself in the basement messaging you, and the mood was the mood struck.
Hell yeah. The mood was right.
Yeah.
I love that. I mean, look, that is how it has to be sometimes. Sometimes you just
lit
gotta
some candles, message my boy Seth.
You gotta set the table, baby.
Yeah, got in my heated blanket. It was good stuff, dude.
Yeah, on your chair. Yeah.
On my old man recliner, yeah. The old man recliner is attacking me, though. I think it's breaking my back a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's probably not good to... Yeah.
Like an errant,
sinking into it.
An errant spring in there or something? What's
Oh, at least one. Yeah. Or just a full-on broken board back there or something.
Just the thing's barely hanging on, dude.
Yeah, just like me. We're, two of a kind.
We're aligned in that way.
Yeah. Unlike my back.
Oh goodness. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it.
I am enjoying it. Can we stop this? I can go back and go back
let's
and
wrap
play
it up. We've been doing
kind
this
of a
for
1-2
like 30
punch. I'm
minutes.
playing Avowed over on Xbox, and that's been really fun. I think those two will go together for now. I think that's
another like rich narrative experience. Yeah.
Yeah, but like totally different, and that's so interesting to me that like I think they can coexist. Avowed and Citizen Sleeper. I think so. Yeah, I want to talk about my ROG Ally maybe it'll be on the Xbox Drive.
Okay.
I have deep thoughts about this ROG Ally, guys. And it's not all that great.
For the Xbox Drive here on
Maybe.
Carpool Gaming
or post show. I don't know. People can ask me about it.
Yeah, who knows? We'll find out. I love it.
I don't know.
Wait,
what about
are you
dude? I feel like normally I talk about my front log, but like this is not coming out of my backlog. Citizen Sleeper wasn't really on my radar at all. It was just because Citizen Sleeper 2 came out and there's a lot of noise about it.
Yeah.
And saw Marcus O'Neill as well, kind of giving it some flowers as well.
He loves that game.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just, sometimes you got a good plan, you gotta allow for maybe a little surprise.
Sure.
So that's where we're at.
Well,
that's it for me, I think.
I took something off the front log this week.
Oh, snap.
Okay. It was, I said this, I think either last week or the week before, the Tales of Iron 2 was firmly on the front log.
Okay.
It was firmly on there. I finished it up just yesterday. I finished it up. I have mixed thoughts about it, to be honest, because on one hand, it's one of those sequels.
So worst game ever.
It's horrible. I hate it.
Yeah, should never have been made.
Yeah, the developer should be ashamed. No, it's one of those sequels that yeah, man, like they did make another one of those. You know what I mean? Which like, it's one of those things where like I'm happy that they did it, but I'm also like, I was kind of like looking for, I don't know, like a big leap,
Something
with
amazing,
the sequel.
I guess.
Something amazing, I guess. And it's not really a big leap. It's not like a step. It is a step forward, but it's like a hop forward.
Okay,
you know
a little
what I mean?
hop,
Like
yep.
they've added some new stuff. They've improved some stuff, but like a lot of my frustrations with the first game are still here. The navigation is kind of annoying in the game, I think. Like just moving around the world, I think, is a little clunky and annoying. Some of like the hitboxes in combat can be kind of frustrating. That was all present in the first game, and they didn't fix really any of it in the second game.
Yep, copy paste.
So yeah, just an easy copy paste job.
Yeah.
Also, there's some stuff. The story in the second one I didn't like as much as the first one until basically the very end. And I messaged Bowza, and because Bowza's a big Tales of Iron fan as well. And I messaged her and I was like, hey, I wasn't really feeling this game, but this awesome thing just happened in the story and now I'm in. And she was like, yeah, you are. And then the game ended an hour later.
Oh, no. It was the actual climax. It was the
literally
end.
The lead up to the climax. And that was it. Like the game really got me in the last literal hour of me playing it. And
at least it got you then. At least it had that moment.
It did have that moment. And to be fair, the first game also has a moment where you're like, okay, now we're cooking. Now we're it has that too, but it comes much earlier. It's like kind of halfway through in the first game.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like the main character I didn't like as much as the main character in the first one. And,
yeah.
but with all that being said, it's really good still. Like, it is fun. If you liked the first Tales of Iron, you will like this. Like, it's everything that you liked about that first one, and they just did it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I have a hard time critiquing it too much for that. But it also, like,
what did you expect, Seth?
I guess, right? Yeah, like, that's the thing, right? The world of it is so rich. Like, they really did expand the world a lot. That's probably my favorite thing about Tales of Iron 2. In the first game, you had rats, they fight frogs, and then moles show up at one point, and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay? It's all anthropomorphic animals in a fantasy setting.
Nice.
Much like Redwall, Sean, which I name-dropped last week on the show, and nobody knew what the hell I was talking about.
Still don't. Yeah,
Okay,
neither
great.
does this guy on the show.
Fantastic. Redwall, I think Quaggy was like, oh yeah, Redwall, and I was like, there are dozens of us.
Oh, there he is.
You know, it's like that, but in this one, like, instantly it's like, cool, now they're owl people, and like they're, you know, they have like all these different races, and like the ways that they kind of, like, I don't know, like, work together in the world is really interesting. They flesh that out a lot in this one. I really appreciate that.
Okay.
But yeah, I can't help but feel a little disappointed by it. Even
Can't
though I
help
did
but feel like I completely wasted my time.
but I can't feel like I'll never get those 10 hours back. No, I did. I liked it, but it's not going to be like, you know, it's not going to be like one of my favorite games of the year or anything like
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
that. So, but it was still
Well, that's
good.
too bad.
Yeah. You know, again, I would recommend, if you played the first one and you like it, I would recommend playing this. But yeah, I finished that up. And Sean, this is what I really want to talk to you about today.
Oh, give it to me.
Okay. And this is when I was like kind of, you know, at my maximum level of unhinged. And I'm like, I make the thumbnails for this damn show. Nobody can stop me. We're talking about Wario Land 4 tonight.
Oh, yes. Give it to me. Yes.
Let me tell you something.
What other, I want to know, again, what other Nintendo podcasts are there that have Wario Land 4 in the title right now?
Not enough. Not enough.
None. Probably zero.
Because look, it came out on NSO, like, I think on Valentine's Day it came out on NSO.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
This game is a damn masterpiece, everybody. An absolute masterpiece. This game is one of the best platformers Nintendo has ever made, and I'm tired of pretending like it's not. Everybody within earshot of my voice needs to play Wario Land 4 if you like platformers.
So quick pause. I'm looking up the trailer for us to watch together here live at youtube.com/carpoolgaming and twitch.tv/carpoolgaming live. And when I search Wario Land 4, the first results, Wario Land 4 is a masterpiece. Nintendo's forgotten something. That was Johnny Vector. What else do we got? The bizarre music and sound design of Wario Land 4. What else we got? Yeah, there's some good people are loving on Wario Land 4. But I will say, that was 4 years ago. Wario Land 4 is a masterpiece. And there was some Game Boy Advance long play, Wario Land 4 from World of Long Plays, that was posted 14 years ago.
It's an old game. It's a Game Boy Advance game.
859,000 views on that too. So shout out to World of Long Plays. Anyways.
Dude, it has not, I mean, and look, I've always loved this game. It's a great game. I've always enjoyed it. I've always ridden for this game. I've always thought that this was like one of the best GBA games. However, it wasn't until this replay where I was like, no, this really is everything that I love about video games. This game. Like, not only is it a fantastic, like, good feeling platformer, not only is it like weird and full of personality that I love and I look for in Nintendo games, not only is the music incredible, like, every stage, there's like, I think it's not a super long game. There's only like, I think 18 stages in the game. Every one of them is so deep and intricately designed. They all have different, like, little gimmicks to them. And I don't know, man. Like, they basically designed 2 levels, because the big gimmick with Wario Land 4 is you go through the level, you hit this little like frog bomb thing, and then you have to rush back to the beginning of the level, but the level totally changes, so often the path back is completely different than the path that you took there. So it's essentially like 2 levels in one for every stage in the game. It's truly, truly incredible stuff. And like, the whole time I was playing it, I was like, this is such a treat. It has not aged a day. If anything, my opinion of it has grown with time. And like, it just was a complete blast to replay that game. I was floored by it. I was like, wow, like they just don't make them like this anymore, dude.
I'm telling you, man, like the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance collections on NSO might be better than anything else on there.
Oh my God.
And actually, you know what? I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't make, they're equally as good as everything else. Nothing stands out, of course. But there's just some great games on NSO. I feel like we could probably do like a spotlight once a week. And just like one game. Because the YouTube channel, of course, just popped over to what it wanted me to watch next, which was the original announcement for Game Boy games coming to NSO. And of course, Super Mario World 2, or sorry, Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins. Man, like there's so much, because this was what was first announced. Tetris is on there, of course, from the Game Boy. Like, what else we got on here? We got Link's Awakening DX.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. Gargoyles Quest? I don't know if I should shout that one as loudly as some of the other ones.
Game & Watch Gallery 3?
Yeah, maybe not all equal, but I mean, like Metroid 2.
It's incredible, man.
Pretty
And
great.
they put Wario, like they've got Wario Land 3, and I really wish they'd put all the Wario Land games on here, because these are all really good, but 4 is just something else, man. Like it is in like another league. I truly do hold it. I hold it right up there with like Mario 3, Mario World. Like I really do hold it in that kind of regard. I really do. It's that good. And it is that good the whole way through. And like it feels great. This sounds so silly, but like it just feels great to play. Yeah. Like games back then, they just nailed it. Like it just it feels so playable. Like I don't know, man. I just
no tricks, it's just like just play a good video game. Weird.
Oh, it blew me away. I loved it. And
that was such a that sigh. I felt that, man. Like I just saw your shoulders drop 4 inches.
It's just one of those like I can't glaze it enough. Like I can't
glaze it.
I can't,
glaze it up.
I can't like sing its praises. And it has the thing that I really love about Wario Land 4, on top of like just how good the level design is, how good it feels to play and everything, it has like that little tinge of weirdness that I like. Just that like the bosses are all gross looking. Yeah. And
huge.
Yeah, huge, gross-looking bosses, and like there's a just theme of like Wario just wants treasure, So like that's kind of the thing with Wario Land 4 is like he just is getting treasure, and like he does actually have health in this game, and you can fail, unlike the other Wario Land games where he could not die really.
Right.
In this game he can, however, you still get all those weird little transformations. Like he can get turned into a zombie or like a bat.
Level bat.
Yeah. Like I love that so much, man. And they just they really get the most out of these ideas. HVAC Sparky in the chat, is Wario Land 4 a hard platformer? I don't think so. And the nice thing about NSO is even if you do have trouble with it, you got save states. You got rewind.
Yeah.
Like it's fantastic, man.
Yeah, like it's not like Donkey Kong Land.
Right. Yeah, it's not super difficult. Yeah.
Near the end, and people might fire up Donkey Kong Land going like, I don't know what he's talking about. The last world is what I'm talking about.
The
last like 3 levels specifically.
Yeah. No, it's a masterclass, dude. Like I really love it. And yeah, like Pat in the chat, shouts to Pat in the chat, says we need more of these games. I'm with you, dude. Like and there is a real hunger for games like this, like Pizza Tower and Anton Blast. These games do great. Like people really resonate with this stuff. And I wish like Nintendo hasn't made a new Wario Land game since the Wii, like since
maybe
Wario
that'll
Land
be the launch
Shake It.
title. Day and date with Switch 2, Wario Land.
Oh,
Wario World.
Look. I really liked Wario World also on
Wait,
GameCube.
that's a thing?
Yeah, it's
making it up. What the hell's Wario World?
Wario
what are you
World
talking about?
It's a GameCube game, and it's not quite like Wario Land. It is like a kind of 3D kind of puzzle platformer, but it was great too. I really enjoyed it. It's made by Treasure, Sean, appropriately.
I was just making this up. I gotta watch an ad here for laser tag. Let's skip that. I want to watch a long play.
Oh, you're pulling up a little trailer for
I've never seen this before.
Yeah, made by Treasure.
He's not fat enough.
He can. I think he can also like climb on these. Yeah, there you go. He
Oh, it's kind of like Catherine up in here.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, and you're just solving these little puzzles,
garlic,
getting treasure and whatnot. Yeah.
Okay.
Not quite Wario Land. It's these little 3D stages, but it's still good.
This.
It's still good. It's still fine.
Okay.
But it's not Wario Land. Wario Land.
I had no clue.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Wario Land Shake It? Did you play that on Wii? Did you ever see that or play it?
No, I played WarioWare Smooth Moves on the Wii.
Okay.
That's what I played.
You should look up a trailer for Wario Land Shake It on Wii because they did like hand-drawn art for that one. So it looks like a moving cartoon, Wario Land Shake It. It's a beautiful looking game. And even that, I'm like, man, like even if they did another thing like this, I would be into it, you know? So.
Oh, that is nice. Kind of reminds me of Disney Illusion.
A little bit. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, this still didn't quite get to like the heart of what I love about Wario Land 4, but this was good. I wish they'd do another one
really
like this.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like a fake Nintendo game.
Did they really make this?
Yeah.
Well, and it
bootlegged.
I also like when I was playing Wario Land 4 and I was also like, man, I just love Wario. Like I love him and like his little, just the tone of that character is so unique and fun. And I just like his little world, you know, and just his obsession with like treasure and stuff.
I'm sorry, did he just find a birdie, like a solid gold shuttlecock he just found? I'm sorry.
Yeah, man.
We have to take that video down. We can't.
You gotta take that down. We're gonna
get
flagged.
Family show, for God's sakes.
Gonna get flagged for that.
Yeah.
But I want everybody to play Wario Land 4. And the cool thing about this game was even back like on the Game Boy Advance, the way that the music, like there's like vocalized tracks in this game, like people singing in this game. And something about that just made like the world feel so much more real. Like you felt like you had a little world in your Game Boy.
Palm of your hands.
Crazy. I don't know. I was kind of floored by it. And I was like, man, this is the best gaming experience I've had in some time. I
just noticed something, Seth. You're going to hate this, though. So just apologies in advance. I noticed why when you evangelize a game, nobody plays it. And when Lachlan evangelizes a game, everybody plays it. When you evangelize a game, and I'm with you, by the way, I do it the exact same way. You want everyone to experience it. You go like, you literally just said, I want everyone to play.
Yeah.
Play it, please. Lachlan could care less.
She doesn't care.
She doesn't care at all.
She's like, I played it and it was good. Moving on.
It was pretty good. And everybody's like, I got to get in on this.
Yeah.
You know, that's exactly what happens.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, so a little less care. If you could just,
I'll dial it down. Yeah.
Can you imagine? Like, what would that be like with us? We love the things that we love and we show up. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Nintendo Drive, where syllables are all weird.
Yeah. No, I couldn't fake it. I have to.
Yeah.
Look, I can only love ferociously. That's it.
Exactly. Yeah. You're talking about games like it's opera, you know?
Yeah. It did. It moved me. Like I got a little. I'm not kidding. I got a little like. There was a moment when I was rolling credits on Wario Land 4. I'm not joking, Sean.
I know.
I'm not kidding at all.
I love how much you're proving the point. Like, I love it.
Yeah. When the credits were rolling, you finish the game, and Wario, it ends just the way it begins. Wario gets back into his car. He's driving off towards the sunset. And he's literally just like envisioning how he's going to spend all of the money that he's made during the course of the game.
Yeah.
And you're seeing these like vignettes in the horizon. Like one of them is Wario just opening up a box full of Game Boy Advances.
Oh, yeah. I would do the same.
Dude, I'm just like, I'm looking at it. I'm like, man, I'm so glad that like at one point in time, people made art like this. You know what I mean? Like humans are capable of such beautiful things. And that's what this game made me think.
It was great. That's awesome, man. I love that.
Oh, what a game. What a game. Everybody should play it. Yeah.
All right. New on Nintendo Switch Online services for everyone.
Yeah, with expansion pack. You do have to have expansion pack.
Right, for everyone with paid. It's free with paid subscription.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, Pat mentions Master of Disguise, which was a DS game. Yeah, I liked it. It's probably my least favorite one too. Either that or Wario World. Yeah, it was okay. It was fine. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's anyway, if you like platformers, you must try Wario Land 4.
Then I will. I gotta finish Citizen Sleeper first. I hope to have it done by next week. I think I can.
You could do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That's my goal for next week.
I love it.
All right. Maybe I won't quit everything after all, Seth. I was spiraling today, dude. Holy crap. Oh, God.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Not a great day.
Well, look, video
this
games
is great.
are here.
Great evening.
I agree.
Yeah.
This will fix me.
I hope so. If not this, then who knows?
Sean, can I tell you about my front log?
I already know about your front log. I know about your front log in great detail, but share with the audience, please.
Okay. On my front log, just tip of the old front log, Sean, right there. I've got 2 games currently on the front log. Now that I've finished Tales of Iron 2, that's off the front log. It's not even in the back. It's just done, right?
But that's not front log because it was never in your backlog.
Well, it kind of was because I didn't play it right away when it came out. Like I had it, but it took me a little bit of time.
Okay, quickly into the backlog, onto the front log.
A little brief stint in the backlog, then it went to the front log.
Okay.
Currently on the front log is Ultros, which I talked a little bit about last week. That is my next kind of big thing that I'm going to play through. And also Cabernet.
Oh, Cabernet, yes.
Yeah,
Cabernet.
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 Which I know y'all talked about on the Xbox Drive because I know Fee is very
Fee's all about it, big time. Yeah.
So this is coming out on Switch. I do have it, and I'm excited to get into this and live out my little vampire dreams.
I don't. Again, not front log, but what I will be playing, Tomb Raider 4, 5, and 6 remastered.
Oh,
got a little code for that one.
Hell yeah!
Maybe I'll play that on my ROG Ally and talk about it on the Nintendo Drive because it's if you share your parents, it's just a Switch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you brought your Nintendo over, huh?
That's a Switch, right?
Say. Yeah.
It's a Switch too. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it just weighs 14 times as much, and the buttons don't feel as good. But yeah, it's a Nintendo.
Sure.
And the battery lasts, a quarter the length
of the time.
And games run like ass sometimes, but you don't hear people talking about it for some strange reason. But like, oh no, Pokemon Arceus has a little hiccup here and there. It's the worst thing in the world. Sorry, that's my high level thoughts on my ROG Ally, dude.
just snuck that in there. You're right. Everybody did seem to be pretty happy with that thing. This is the first time I've heard like a crossword about it.
It's still pretty good, but I've got some. Yeah. Look, it's just like we have to walk that line carefully, Mm-hmm. It's not the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Sure.
Okay, I guess we're into it. This thing is so heavy. It hurts my hands. I need like a chest mounted kind of thing to like hold it in place. I do need a baby carrier. What are those things called? I should probably know that.
Yeah, there's little chest baby carrier.
Yeah, there's like a French word for it, I feel.
Is
Somebody
it really?
in the chat will help me out with this.
Well, we have an internet superhighway at our disposal.
Superhighway. www. Go to Alta Vista.
Chest baby carrier.
Yeah, what are these things called?
Let's see. I'm seeing a million. I'm seeing Mom Cozy. I'm seeing Boppy. I'm seeing Kalugo. I'm seeing
maybe you got to go to google.ca.
I'm seeing just Sling, just simply Sling.
What are the baby carriers called?
Baby wearing?
Baby wraps. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
There's got to be what is this Podegai? Bjorn? It can't be
Bjorn. That's it. A baby Bjorn. It's not French. It's Scandinavian.
It's like Bjork?
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. Thank you, Sarthena. Sarthena with the right answer in the chat. Thank you, God. Oh, that was painful. Yes,
Bjork,
baby Bjorn.
Bjork kind of sounds like the voice that we do for Izgimo. That's kind of a little Bjork. That's a little Bjorkish, actually.
Yeah, a little bit.
Now that I think of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, get one of those for your ROG Ally.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, heavy duty mount I can carry with me, just so I can just so I can play that thing. I was I almost like grabbed an Xbox controller so I could like sit my ROG Ally like on a table, like basically play tabletop mode. Because it's so heavy, dude. It's so heavy. But in any case,
what does that stand for? Isn't it like Republic of Gamers?
Yeah, that's ASUS.
That's dorky. Come
on.
on.
I mean, it's PC gaming, dude. Like,
you dorks. Yeah. Republic of Gamers? What is this?
It's kind of like Foo Fighters. You know, if he knew he was going to be a popular band, he probably would have named it something better, you know?
Yeah, ROG Ally was just kind of like, we didn't
I mean, I guess we got this like Republic of Gamers branding. Just go with that.
Oh,
make it hard for everybody to describe what it is they're talking about. All these things. This MSI Legion Go, you know, even a Steam Deck. Everybody's like, do I mean Stream Deck?
Right. Yeah. That is weird. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
PC sucks.
Good show. No way. It is magic how I can like stream stuff to it though. That's pretty nuts.
Yeah. Well, Sean, are you ready to answer some questions?
Sure. I'm answering questions that nobody's asking anyways.
Well, I'm going to take a page out of Sean's book and I'm going to say, this is where I'm going to put the ad for the public feed. So enjoy that.
Yeah. Okay. People got to skip it. Patrons, we're just going to carry along, and everybody else, I don't know.
That's right.
I don't know what to tell you.
That's right. Well,
Todd Oxford didn't hear it. I'll tell you that much.
That's right. Todd Oxford didn't hear it. Neither did Alex. Or not Alex, Andrew Nayland.
That might be the next evolution of this, is we just shout out one patron who experiences the ad free.
Just get a wheel and just say like, they didn't. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, shout out to Kaylee Woomer. Been with us for like 14 years somehow. Probably forgot.
Crap. Yeah, well, if you choose to listen, you don't have to hear an ad. So there you go.
That's true. Yeah.
Anyways, let's get into some questions here, Sean.
Please.
The first one that I want to, because this is kind of piggybacking off of what we were already talking about. Star Athena said, maybe I'm too late. You were not too late. But I just today upgraded from regular NSO to the expanded version. What do I need to check out?
Ooh.
I now have access to N64 and Game Boy Advance stuff they have up there. Thank you. Very topical, Sean. Because we were just talking about... Now, Star Athena, I don't know if Star Athena is big into platformers, but again, I implore everybody, Wario Land 4.
Yep.
You know what I do think, though? For Game Boy Advance, I think anybody could play WarioWare on GBA. Like, that is my favorite GBA game. Like like 2 of the top 3 GBA games star Wario.
Yep.
And so WarioWare, I would say just about anybody could play. You could play that with the family too. Kids would get a kick out of it.
Yeah.
You know, God, there's so many good games. We should pull up a list.
I've got a list. I want to steal your thunder. I feel like this is either a you answer or a Ryan answer. It certainly is not a Sean Capri answer. I would never come up with this. Because I barely know how to say the name of this game.
Kururin.
Yes. Feel like this is a Seth game.
It is. Excellent game. I love that game. Yeah. That game is it was Japan only for a long time until it came over to the Wii U. And I was very excited about that. Yeah, it's kind of like Operation. Like you don't want to touch the sides. Yeah. You know? But it's like a spinning helicopter blade, and it's like a puzzle game kind of thing. It's excellent. Like I love that whole
I think
series.
I might need to play this. I love the way you describe that. It's like Operation, like the little tabletop, the little kids game.
Yeah, you don't touch the sides, and you have
just
to
no
kind
naked
of
dude on this one. Much better.
Yeah, instead you play like this little cute bird guy. Yeah,
I love
it
that.
rules. Yeah,
this is great. Very Monkey Ball to me.
Totally,
because you want to do it fast. Monkey Ball. Yep.
Yeah. You want to do it fast also.
Yep. Kururin.
It gets kind of hard too, Kururin, so for sure. JB shouts out Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. I would concur. That's really good. Minish Cap is on there. Like
I haven't done Minish Cap. I should do that.
Oh, it's so good. It's really, really good. It's a great version. Like if you want to play Super Mario Advance 4 : Super Mario Brothers 3, that's a great way to play that game. Like I love that game. In that game, every time you pick up a mushroom, anybody that you play as says, "Woohoo! Just what I needed." And that's my favorite little thing about that game.
I love that.
If you like Kirby, I would not recommend playing Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, but what I would recommend playing is the Starfy games, all 3 of which are now on NSO, and those are all great, and they're kind of Kirby adjacent games, just not starring Kirby, of course.
What are they called? What games?
Starfy, Starfy. They're not localized, so it is in Japanese, but it's fine. You don't need to read it anyways. It's just a platformer. Densetsu no Starfy, if you want the full title. We only got one.
Yeah, I see the list.
Yeah, we only got one here in the States on DS, and it was just called the Legendary Starfy. But they put the first 3 on NSO, and it's real good. Dude, these are all good. Like they really
Just
have
play
put
all the Game Boy Advance games.
the GBA library. Like Wario Land 4 was one of my final. I really can't think of any like first party GBA game that I'm still kind of holding out hope for, other than like Pokemon.
Yeah, like what else?
Like they have pretty much everything on here for GBA, first party wise.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I would love to have like, you know, little stuff like Astro Boy Omega Factor would be great, but that's not first party. Mm-hmm. But yeah,
I mean, just go have some fun wrapping your head around all the Super Mario Advance games and trying to figure out what all that means.
Yeah.
You know, for example, Super Mario Advance 3, Yoshi's Island.
Yeah, but Super Mario World : Super Mario Advance 2.
Yep.
You've got that also.
Yep, Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario 3. I can't even say it, dude. I'm reading the words right in front of me.
It's rough.
It makes no sense at all. I don't know
rough.
if Star's into like Fire Emblem, but that might be fun to go back to. That's, I think, a little trickier, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. It's tactics, yeah. I don't know if she's into
There's
that.
a lot. I think we're
You know what?
personalizing here, but I mean, like, I would still highlight things like Metroid Fusion, Metroid Zero Mission,
Sure.
all the Mario games, of course, you know.
Yeah. I think that Golden Sun is pretty approachable as far as RPGs go. Like when I was a kid, my cousin and I were obsessed with Golden Sun 1 and 2, like when we were teenagers. And my sister actually got into Golden Sun, and she found it very like approachable. Like that was the first and only RPG that my sister ever got into.
Yeah.
So maybe worth a shot. Like if you've ever looked at something like a Sea of Stars or something like that, and you've ever thought, oh, I'd like to play something like that, Golden Sun is maybe a good place to look at. Now, when it comes to N64,
Oh, I was going to go Genesis for some reason.
that's also on expansion pack, isn't it?
It is.
Genesis,
That's right.
yeah.
Go check out for at least 5 minutes and then realize it was so 90s you might throw up a little bit. Earthworm Jim.
Oh, I thought you were going Sonic Spinball there.
Oh, dude, that's so funny because that's actually what I was going to make sure it was there. I love Sonic Spinball. I know that you know that I love Sonic Spinball.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody else likes it. And somehow there's always like a pinball level in every Sonic game ever since then. But I'll keep that to myself. Toe Jam and Earl, very fun.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And also, this is a me pick. This is really not for anybody else. I don't think anybody else really likes this. I had a whole time where I was obsessed with Virtua Fighter 2.
Hell yeah.
I love that game. Yeah.
Yeah. Really good. Yeah. There's some great stuff on the I really like Pulse Man, which is on there now. Again, this is a little personalized, but I do love Pulse Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like even, you know, you go over to N64 also, and there's plenty of stuff. The variety that they have here
I know.
for N64 is crazy. Stuff that I would recommend to like anybody. Pokemon Snap, I think is a brilliant little game for what it is. Like anybody could play that game. It's an on-rails Pokemon photography game. It's like the cutest damn thing. It rules still. You know, I know that Sean, I know you love Wave Race.
I do love Wave Race. Just
Wave
start
Race
it up.
64. Yeah, just the title screen. Just absorb the vibes a little bit. You know.
Now, is the music app with regular Switch, or do you only get the music app with Switch on with the expansion pass?
Great point. I think it might only be expansion pass. I think
It doesn't
that's
say
right.
one way or another on the... Oh, here it is. No, it is with both. On Switch
Oh, it is with
and...
both.
Yeah, you get music on
Okay.
both. Okay. They should have kept that. They could have kept that around expansion pass.
They could have paywalled that. Yeah.
Dang,
They
that's
could have
a
done
really
that.
good deal for Switch Online.
Dude, it's like $20 a year for basic Switch Online, and you get you get that, you get like NES, Game Boy, Super Nintendo, like,
and special offers.
It's real good. Yeah, it's real good.
And right
special
here.
offers.
And special offers.
Again, if you're looking for like RPGs, Paper Mario, the first one, N64, my favorite Paper Mario game.
Yep.
You know, if you're looking for on rails stuff, like Star Fox 64
of course.
I mean, that's like damn near a perfect game. You know, like there's really nothing like wrong with Star Fox 64.
I want to give a shout out to Blast Core.
Hell yeah, you do.
Really like that. Just a super fun. It's a video game.
Yes,
man.
it is.
Just explosions or trying to keep explosions from happening. That's a really great rareware game. Yeah, like that one a lot.
Good stuff on here. Yeah. And I mean, it's the kind of thing too, like for somebody like Star, I don't know what your history with Nintendo is, but like if you've never played some of these classics like Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time, you know, Majora's Mask, the ability to go back and at least like experience a little bit of, love it or hate it, however you feel about these games, like they are important to Nintendo and video game history.
Big asterisk on this. I will say sometimes and probably all the time, these games are tricky to go back to with the controller if you're playing with the Pro controller. And so, you know, one of the benefits you get of being a Nintendo Switch Online subscriber is that you have the honor. You can buy something else. Yeah, you can buy more stuff.
You can pay them like $60 for one of these.
A wireless N64 controller, which I think in a lot of cases, and when I think especially Star Fox, like kind of required. And then you have to kind of like rewind your brain on how thumbsticks and joysticks work back in the day.
I love this thing though.
But that thing, like you can get by playing pretty much anything else with a Pro controller or even the Joy-Cons, but the 64 stuff it's kind of tricky because they don't make it easy to remap anything. So honestly, it's probably one of the biggest things that keeps me from going back to this stuff more and more because I really do love, especially Star Fox 64.
Yeah.
But then I got to bust out another controller, and that's a dumb reason to not play it more. But it's real. It's just not really all that handy all the time.
I mean, like all of a sudden now, Star, you have GoldenEye. Like you have that. You can just play GoldenEye.
Dr. Mario 64.
Yeah.
Pretty great.
All these Mario Party, Mario Kart 64, like all this stuff. It is crazy the amount. And I remember when NSO was first announced, and a lot of people, myself included, admittedly, hand in the air, I was like, ah, man, like this, I miss Virtual Console. And in some ways I still do. But like the ability to turn on my Switch and in 2 seconds I can be playing any of these games, like pretty amazing, dude. And I got another thing. I wonder how you feel about this, Sean. I don't know if this is a hot take or not. Bring back notched gates on controller, like the kind of hexagonal, like notched gates. I love that. You don't like a notched gate? Oh, I love it.
My immediate reaction is no. Now, as I talk through it, one of the things that I'm surprised at with modern controllers that don't have that is, especially when I'm thinking about games that rely on me like drawing a straight line up and down.
Yes, exactly.
And I don't realize how way off I am. Like what I think is 12 o'clock is probably like 10, like I'm left or right, like 30 degrees or something crazy like that, which I discovered, of course, playing Tiger Woods for many years.
Of course.
You want to make sure that sucker is like up and down straight, but
it was monkey ball for me, dude. Like I got to go straight, damn it. Like I just want to go straight and what? Get right up into the
my
notch.
Gut reaction to you was it doesn't feel 360 degrees. Like that's my like, no way, man. Like I want to get precise, but at the same time, like careful what you wish for,
I love it. I every time I go back to the a good notched gate.
Good notch, just like that Minecraft guy.
Yeah, just like the guy who made Minecraft, Notch. Anytime I go back to an N64 or a GameCube controller, that's my big takeaway is, damn, I miss this. And I like the way it feels, like when you move it around, you hear all the clicks.
I would do that all the time, big time.
I love it.
Yeah, I love those little like OCD tendencies that we develop as gamers.
Those little ticks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's almost like the blades on 360, just like flipping it back and forth. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, definitely.
there's something about just like those good like tactile pieces of design like that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm thinking about putting cartridges into an NES right now. Just that whole ritual. Yes. Like you could do it slow and annoy, like your brother or sister. You just like creak that door open, like, and then just and slam it down. Oh,
I love that, the feeling too, like the push in feeling. Just like, I love that. Good stuff.
Man, video games.
That's like good. Video games are good. Okay. We got a question here from Quaggy, who says, "It is I, the Quaggy, king of the Xenobabes. Do you have any leftover gold coins and vouchers to use? If so, what are you buying?" In my best RE4 merchant voice. You heard about this? How they're doing away with them?
What can I buy? Do I need to go get my Switch right now? Like, do we need to handle? I have no vouchers. We took care of that. What?
Yeah. How many gold coins do you got? Do you know?
I don't even know. I've been laying around. Well, let's see. Let's. I'm
sure you can go to my.nintendo.com and find out.
Let's discover together, shall we?
I'll do the same.
But will I got like two-factor authentication on here. Like this is gonna take me forever to like log into this thing. I don't know my password. Come on, dude.
Well, I'll say this.
Are you
in? I am in.
Okay.
I am in. I currently have 970 gold coins, which I think is like just under $10. Isn't that like $9? Yeah. Okay. So I got that.
Okay.
That's not nothing, you know? And so for those who are not in the know,
spend it now.
Yeah. Smoke them if you got them, you know, because look, Nintendo has announced that they're doing away with gold coins as of, I believe, March 24th, I think is, you will no longer be able to earn My Nintendo gold points. So there is that. And look, it's one of those things where like, does it suck? Yeah, of course it sucks for the consumer. I completely, like, of course, I know why they're doing it for them. Switch 2 is about to come out. Everybody's going to be buying games. That's 5% that they don't have to lose. You know what I mean?
I have 41 gold coins.
Okay. So
I feel... Are they gold points or gold coin? Wait, is that different? Gold points?
They call them points. They say points.
That's what that's what I have. Is that the money? Yeah. That's the okay, we're talking about the same thing. Because there's platinum points as well, which I'm spending on God knows what else.
Yeah, the platinum points are weird because like really the only use case for those is either the icons that they sometimes put up, or like if you end up wanting to do one of the exclusive things on like their website or whatever.
Right.
And that's it. But the gold coins is actual, like they literally gave you a 5% kickback anytime you bought a game.
That's pretty good.
Which is pretty good. And it was a very consumer friendly thing. And, you know, a lot of people don't remember back in like the DS and Wii and Wii U era, they had like Club Nintendo and they had little survey codes in the game cases of every game. And Club Nintendo was really good too, but they discontinued that. And this was kind of like a make good almost of like, but we're doing this instead.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna like do something new with Switch 2 to replace it. I don't really expect anything.
No.
But yeah. But anyways, I don't really have anything like specifically, but I will. What I'm waiting on, my strategy for this is I'm gonna wait until after March 24th. That way I'm not earning anything else, and whatever I buy with them, I can just drain it all at once, you know?
You could put it towards Xenoblade Chronicles X.
I could.
Maybe
I'll probably get that. I'm probably going to get that physically, though.
Oh.
So, yeah. So, we'll see. It'll probably be an indie game.
Then they'll just go to waste.
Yeah. Yeah. They do have a thing on here where you can see when your points expire, because they do expire after a year.
And I think that's what's been happening to mine. Like, as I've not been buying anything, it's just been like I've been hitting different, year
expiration dates.
Points. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have 41 coins left.
Yeah. Got to spend them, dude. Got to get on there. Spend that 50 cents. You've earned it. You know?
Yep.
But anyway, yeah, I don't have anything specifically that I'm holding out for. And I don't have any vouchers either. Because, again, Nintendo games I usually get physically. So... I never took advantage of the vouchers. So,
do you think? Well, we're gonna learn more in April at the Switch 2 Direct. But like part of my thinking with Xenoblade is like I want to know once and for all whether or not it's gonna play better on Switch 2.
Right.
Like, is there gonna be some sort of like I don't know enhancement or whatever? And I just feel like they're not going to tell us until maybe, if it's a thing, they won't mention it until after the fact, because I would definitely hold off. Like, I would wait until I had a Switch 2 in my hands to play Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. So
right.
I anticipate that's not going to be the case. We'll see. Hopefully it runs okay.
I think it'll be fine, and I don't necessarily think they're going to talk about that, the April 2nd thing either. It seems a little too technical. I think they just kind of want to like show you the fun stuff. They're going to show you mouse mode.
They'll show us the HD plus rumble.
Exactly, yeah. They'll show you that, but I don't know. We'll see what they talk about. Look, it's not that far away anymore. Okay. Let's see what we have here. We got HVAC Sparky, who says, recently I've been playing EOW. I'm really enjoying the game so far, but that brings me to the question, what's on your wish list for the next Zelda game? Personally, I'd like to see a co-op Zelda game where one of you can play as Zelda and one of you can play as Link. Since that door has been opened, I think it makes perfect sense. But also, for the next Zelda game, they have to fix their UI. It hasn't been taking me out of the gameplay too much, but man, it's awkward and annoying and EOW. I'm with you. That's by far the worst thing about that game.
Yeah, just the items scrolling forever.
Yeah, just an endless. Yeah, like I can't believe there's been now 3 games that utilize that. It's crazy.
Yep, 100%. Yeah.
What do you want? Like, what do you want out of the next Zelda game? Do you have anything top of mind?
I feel like it's just a smart ass answer. Let's just go back to Zelda 2.
Oh, okay.
Just side-scrolling weirdness.
I would be down for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm bad at this kind of stuff because like I like most. I guess I don't want another like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom kind of thing. I love Link to the Past, A Link Between Worlds kind of style. Like of course, so I feel like that's generic and who knows. So I guess I'll say, give me a Beetle game. Give me a Beetle simulator where you just like run your own business and you're kind of like scooting around, yelling "thank you" at everybody.
Thank you. I'd be down for more spin-offs. 1000%.
Yeah.
I like the co-op idea. I think the co-op idea makes some sense. There were a lot of people, myself included. I think I might have even had a prediction on this show before Tears of the Kingdom came out that you would play as Zelda at one point in Tears of the Kingdom. And I thought that was going to happen. I think
people should be careful what they wish for with that stuff, man. Because it's not just going to be Link with longer hair. Like it's going to play differently. Like I think we've kind of established that already, that when you play as Zelda, as it should, exactly. So, but I think that's what people have in their mind. Like they kind of stop thinking when they say, they don't think any further than just like put Zelda in the game.
I just want to play Zelda.
Yeah. Like they just want it skinned as Zelda kind of thing. So I don't know. I also kind of am wary to be too cliche with this kind of stuff too. Like what would I want out of a Zelda game? Like I don't know. Don't want to be too like stereotypical about like, oh, it'll be a romance game. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to.
Well, yeah. Well, maybe I've talked about this on the show before too. So I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself to longtime listeners, but I if they end up doing like a third in the trilogy, if they end up doing that, I think it'd be really cool if we did like a significant time skip. Like if we actually like 30 years into the future of that world, and we're playing as like a 50-year-old Link, like an old grizzled, like kind of like too old for this crap kind of Link, but it'd be cool if like he and Zelda were able to enjoy like a period of peace. If with the new Zonai technology that has come into play, the Sheikah can really advance the world in a significant way. So it could almost be futuristic. Yeah. That'd be kind of neat. In my headcanon, that's the sort of thing I would like to see. But I don't know. I don't really, I'm bad with questions like these too, because my mentality is like, I'm not a game designer and they're going to give me something that I didn't know I wanted, ideally.
Kind of count on that. Yeah. Cause like the other piece too is like, I kind of enjoyed my last run through of Skyward Sword. So give me an old style, like that old style of 3D Zelda. I could be down for that. It's tricky, man. Like there's so much, like Zelda completely elevated in the Switch era. Like we used to, and people don't remember this. Like Zelda just historically never really sold that much, which is surprising for people to hear. But like not like this. Right. I'm not saying that Zelda didn't sell anything. I don't want anybody to like clip it. Sean says that Zelda doesn't sell. That's not what I'm saying. but it's not. It wasn't like this. This is totally new. And so, when things like that happen, fewer risks are taken.
Right.
So we'll see, man.
I was just looking this up while you were saying that. The best-selling game before Breath of the Wild was Twilight Princess with just under 9 million sales.
That's what I mean. Right. Like
Breath of the Wild alone did 3 times that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's totally different.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, but at the same time, we got Yao, so I guess I shouldn't say there's no risks being taken.
For sure.
But I mean, like, maybe there's other reimaginings that could happen. Maybe there, like, because we got Link's Awakening in a new art style. I think that's pretty good. Like, there's opportunities for that. There's so much they could do. Like, let's be honest. There's a lot. I mean, they could do a phone game, like a little kingdom builder.
Hell yeah. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot I'd like to, as long as they what keeps me on the hook with Zelda is that I don't know what they're going to do next. Yeah. And I remember finishing Breath of the Wild and being like, well, where do we go from here?
Zelda Maker. What I mean? That's where you go. Let everybody else make it.
I mean, yeah. They were playing with, I think that's kind of where EAO came from. Was the idea of making kind of a Zelda Maker. Yeah.
Yeah, I think people would be pumped about that.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be neat. Okay. Couple more questions here. Croco Kyle says, so now that there's just over a week and a half left of February, how are we feeling about the possibility of a Nintendo Direct? Do you think they're holding off on a Direct because the release dates for some games may tip Nintendo's hand on when Switch 2 is releasing? Do you think?
It's not happening, guys.
Do you think it's over? It's so over?
It's over, and also, I don't know what this is going to do because I'm giving up hope so that they do it.
Sure.
But I'm aware of it, so I'm not sure if it actually works like that. I feel like, and I felt it since it happened, when they revealed the Switch 2 and they said the Direct is this date in April 2nd, I think it was.
Yeah.
To me, I read that as that's the next time you're going to hear from us.
Right.
Shut up and stop asking us about anything. There's nothing come out of Nintendo until then, unless we're going to take away your gold coins or whatever else.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. I don't think so. And I would love to be wrong about that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
because when do they normally happen, Seth? You normally have these dates. You normally
it's February. Yeah.
But like you always have like the date, like like it's the third Thursday unless it's like the moon is in Aquarius or something. I don't know, man.
Yeah, unless Mercury is in retrograde, and then they'll do
yeah.
No, normally they would have done it by now.
Right.
Now they have done it. I have a couple of thoughts about this because this is a bit loaded.
Go to the push pin board, man, like with all your thread and everything.
It's right back here.
Yeah.
Because for me, I do think that I think that your logic is completely sound, and if they do that, I wouldn't be surprised. If they just say nothing, wouldn't be surprised. I also think that there are a couple of question marks. Like, I think it would be kind of weird because Metroid Prime 4, for example, is still a Switch 1 game, and I do think it'd be a little bit weird if like Switch 2 just kind of comes and goes and it's revealed, and you guys really haven't said anything more about Prime 4. Like, really? That's kind of odd.
I think it's right on track with Metroid Prime 4,
well,
actually.
Maybe it is. I mean, maybe it is. Well, and in addition to that, another thing is that next week we're almost certainly going to get a Pokemon Presents. So that's going to probably have Pokemon Legends E through A in it. And so that is kind of, that and Prime 4 are the next like big like kind of question marks for them. Yeah. And so maybe they do kind of feel like, well, we're going to let Pokemon kind of do their thing, and Prime 4 we'll talk about it when we talk about it. And maybe that's good enough for them.
Yeah.
I also think that like, Xenoblade X, for example, was just a Twitter announcement. So if they do have anything between now and then, they might, like if that Planet Robobot remaster is real, then totally just drop it on Twitter. I could completely see that. I could also see us waking up one morning and, oh, hey, a Nintendo Direct Mini is just on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, like tomorrow.
Maybe.
Jason the Chess is like today.
I mean, maybe. Who knows? I mean, but, it's...
I've just given up hope, and this is the best practice with Nintendo, of course. We all know this. Just don't expect anything, and you'll always be surprised and delighted.
I think so. I think that's a healthy mindset. I don't know if I feel like we're going to get like a big, like 40-minute Nintendo Direct until until after April at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of enjoying just like, maybe this is just me. I don't know if some form of copium, but like they told us about Switch 2, they said April, and it's like, I'm like happy that we haven't been like rumored about this and rumor about that. And like that kind of era of talking about Nintendo is over. Right. And I have felt at peace over these last couple of weeks. Yeah. So I'm not like itching for the next thing. Like, let me finish Citizen Sleeper. I've got some things I got to take care of, and everything will be fine. But that's not everybody. That really is just me. Everybody wants to know tomorrow.
Well, I mean, look, Nintendo Directs are exciting. These presentations are exciting. I get as excited as you guys do. But I do think that it's a healthy. You do have to divorce yourself a little bit. Like, you do have to kind of just be like, happy to get what you get when you get it. And
that is it. That's what I've realized talking through this is that's what I'm actually avoiding is the disappointment. So me not like living for the next Direct is actually me just like scared of being sad.
Totally.
So,
no, I'm with you. Because,
I'll stay safe.
Everybody was was thinking about like last week or something. I remember I saw somebody on Blue Sky like post a GIF like I expected nothing and I was still disappointed or something like that. And I'm like,
oh God, I couldn't be further away from that. Wow.
Like you set yourself up for that. You know what I mean? Like speculation's fine, excitement's fine, but like you can't like like it's gonna be okay.
I've been there. I don't want to like throw too much shade there because like I've definitely been there where I work myself up like crazy and then it's like it's completely baseless. It happens all the time. And so again, I'm kind of just like celebrating this. Like I'm nowhere near that. I have no. What if they do this and blah blah blah? I'm like I'm good, man. I've got 40 gold coins. I got to decide what to do.
Look, man. The first step to solving a problem is admitting that you have one, right? Yeah, so we just have to acknowledge, So it'll be okay. We'll get what we get, and we don't throw a fit. And I think if nothing else, we probably have a Pokemon Presents to look forward to next week. So
okay,
we'll see. Just leave you with that. Just sneak that in there.
Like, wait a second.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. Clayton Dwyer, final question. This is a big one, and if it wasn't for the fact that we've done this to Clayton Dwyer in the past, I would say we should almost make this its own show.
We could.
But I don't want to get into a spot where I'm pitting his question for 4 weeks again. So I would rather get into it now. I kind of want to. I mean, if you want to, we can. However, I also don't have a great answer to the question anyway. So I kind of just want to pitch it to you.
Okay.
So Clayton Dwyer's question is... But this
could be good for Amanda too.
It could be. Well, here, we can revisit it.
I like talking about the question.
Yeah,
before, because nobody knows what it is.
We could, when Amanda and Lachlan are kind of back in the mix, we can have them kind of answer the question. I feel like everybody is going to have a better answer to this than me.
Yeah.
The question is, because I'm perfect and I do no wrong. What's your biggest Nintendo blind spot? And I'm not saying that I don't have any. I do have a couple. Fire Emblem's a big one for me. I got into Fire Emblem with Awakening, and I loved Awakening. I played all the 3DS Fire Emblems, really liked them. Famously, I couldn't read Three Houses text, so I dropped that, and I have not played Fire Emblem since. So there are a lot of Fire Emblem games I have not played, despite the fact that I like Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
So that's probably my biggest one in terms of Nintendo first parties, but I want to stress Nintendo is my thing, and it has been my whole life. Like, there's never... I know people who like have had ebbs and flows with Nintendo, and I wasn't really playing Nintendo in this era, and so that was never me. Like, I have been locked in with Nintendo my whole life. I'm not saying that makes me better than anybody. It's just my pathway through gaming. I have been pretty ride or die Nintendo my whole life, so I don't have a lot of blind spots. So... but I think Fire Emblem is probably my biggest one, if I had to pick one. So,
well, and it's kind of niche too. Like it's not Mario, it's not Zelda. Like that's a reasonable blind spot, I would say. Let me come swinging one in with you, Seth. I'll give you a blind spot. I don't know if this counts technically as a blind spot because I kind of like purposefully avoided it. And that's the GameCube.
Just the whole
entire generation.
Damn.
Like I didn't know about the Wario World game you just talked about.
Some people say it's the best one, Sean.
Like Sunshine, I have no interest in. couldn't care less. Okay. There's lots on that system.
Why-
I don't like
why
the
is
controller. Sunshine?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what it Jason in the chat backs me up says,
You didn't miss
anything. I don't know what it is about Sunshine. It wasn't a launch title. Maybe that's part of it. The fact that the GameCube launched with Luigi's Mansion it never sat
Weird,
right with
right?
me. It was always a little bit strange to me. I always felt like, now we look back on it, it was very experimental and that's all cool and like keep Nintendo weird and all that kind of stuff. That's all good. But I was very much in a, like, my Nintendo means this. You launch with a Mario game and then you do, like, I was not wanting a Luigi game. I wasn't, I didn't have any friends like the Tony Bakers out there. And there's lots of others. There's dozens of them now who they live for Luigi. I wasn't one of them. I never understood it. Dude, like, good for you guys. That's all good.
That was not the case for a long time. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
So yeah, name a game on GameCube and it's like, probably not. Smash for GameCube? Nope.
Melee. Wow.
Didn't play Melee.
Yeah.
Didn't play until Wii, honestly.
Wow.
So that's probably the big one. We were chatting before we hit record, and I'm like, this question could easily just like disqualify me from the podcast because I have a lot. I have a lot of blind spots in my Nintendo history. I'm sure Jace will jump in here because he knows that I haven't rolled credits myself for Mario World.
Oh, right.
I've never actually rolled credits. I've played the first half an hour of it many, many times, but I've never actually completed it. There's a lot of Zelda games I haven't played, actually. Minish Cap I haven't played. Tons, man. Haven't completed any of those ones. So I don't know. Like, where do we start and finish this question? Because it's like, I still want to be on the show next week,
Well, first of all, I think it's completely fine.
Pokemon's huge. Pokemon, like, I missed the whole, like,
well, we've talked about that. You were like, you had kind of outgrown it by the time Pokemon was hitting. It's like I was in college. Whatever. Yeah.
And I've tried since then, and it's like to wavering success. Like, it's just, I don't know. I don't like closing my mind on anything, but I feel like I've given Pokemon like a real good shot, and I'm just not.
You played Arceus for, 30, 40 hours?
I played it a bunch, and I feel and I liked it. I just didn't feel to complete it. I didn't feel compelled to keep going with it, I'm trying to, like, I'm going around the old Nintendo museum, and Pikmin, another blind spot for me. I feel too stupid for Pikmin, honestly. Sure. My son's
Pikmin
playing
4,
it upstairs.
I'm about to say, you could get into Pikmin 4, I bet, if you sat down with it.
I'm grateful for you believing me. Thank you.
I think you could.
That's nice. I don't know. Even that one, and I love the Pikmin, and I love everything about Pikmin. I don't want to play Pikmin.
Sure.
It's so weird. Like, did that come out on GameCube too? The first one?
Pikmin 1 and 2 were GameCube. Yeah.
Yeah. At least I played Animal Crossing,
Yeah.
Roll credits on New Horizons.
Look, I played my big entry into Animal Crossing was New Leaf. Like, I had dabbled with the other ones, but New Leaf was the first one that hooked me.
Yeah. Big time. Yeah. What other toys do I have back here that I actually haven't played
that represent franchises that that's fine. The thing that's I think you hit on something kind of interesting there, like this idea of, like, I like the Pikmin and I don't want to play the games, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Like the Jesse Pikmin. Jace just got me in the chat. That's okay.
You can't keep getting away with it.
You can't keep getting away with this. Playing Pikmin. There is something about, like, just kind of liking something from a distance. Like, I think it's okay to say, like, I like this thing. I don't care to play it. I love that you love it. Yeah. But, like, I like this thing tangentially, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. Because I get this a lot, Sean, where I'm like, I like so many things already. I'm maxed out. I don't want new things to like.
It's enough stuff.
Yeah. Like, what am I now? I'm also a Pikmin fan now.
I am. I do feel that. I feel that in a lot of different ways. Like, when you're just like, I'm maxed out, dude. Like, this is enough.
Yeah.
That's too much. And then I'll add Citizen Sleeper to the mix for some reason.
Now I'm a Citizen Sleeper super fan.
Stan.
Yeah. Yeah. So I get it, but there's nothing wrong with that. And the thing one of the things that I think that you really bring to this, just to validate your Nintendo fandom or whatever, is like the stuff that you grew up with, that you're really passionate about, and that you carry with you. And like before meeting you, I'd never met a UN Squadron super fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Like that's that. I think it would be so boring if you were just like every other Nintendo fan with a Triforce tattoo or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's funny because like when I think back on it, like a lot of my Nintendo gaming was, of course, Mario, but like lots of licensed stuff, man. Like I don't think people understand how popular the Ninja Turtles were.
Dude, it was such a big deal.
It was great, and the Simpsons as
Yes.
well. Like there's a couple of those, like that was everything, and you lived for that. And sports games too. Played a ton of NHL 94 on, and fighting games like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. Like that's when I think about like playing Nintendo, Super Nintendo, that kind of thing. Like that's what it was. 64 really is probably where I got more into first party with Mario 64 and Star Fox 64, Mario Kart and everything like that. Like that's Mario. That's funny. I've never really like broken it down that way, but even Killer Instinct would have been like first party in those days. Super Nintendo, and then KI Gold as well. Like those were, that's what I played. You know,
GoldenEye.
International Superstar Soccer was a
Your
great
favorite.
Oh man, yeah, what a crack! the announcer
It's the
on that
voice
was
lines.
so good. It really is. Yeah, a lot of sports games. NBA Jam. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, TPR, let's go, buddy. Wario
Hey,
Land
TPR,
4.
where the hell
That's
have
what
you
I'm
been?
talking about.
Look at TPR coming up out of the shadows.
I'm with you there. TPR is just in all caps. Wario Land 4 in the chat.
Just sees the title of the show.
95
minutes into it.
Make myself known. I know you all talked about
this
it an
has
hour
nothing
ago.
to do with what you're talking about right now, but I saw the title of the show.
I love it, man. No, I think it's cool. And I know a lot of people, you're not alone, by the way. I know a lot of people who, and then like on the exact opposite, like there's people like Amanda, like GameCube is her bread and butter.
100%.
Like that was when she was the most like locked into Nintendo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it is interesting to think about
She is
people's
just
like
a child.
pathways. She
Yeah.
is just a wee baby.
She's just a wee
after all.
little thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, when she was talking about like, I remember playing Wii Sports like when I was a kid with like my parents. I'm like, dude, I was an adult selling Wii Sports
Me too.
at the launch of the Wii
Yep.
as a
Same here.
GameStop employee.
Yeah, I was jealous of the kids I was handing Red Steel over to. I'm like,
Yeah,
you're so
tell me
lucky you
about
get to
it.
play Ubisoft's Red Steel.
Izgumo Zone.
Yeah,
Red
Izgumo's
Steel.
home. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang.
Anyways.
There's some games I'd love to. Oh man, we could do like a retrospective, like Wii.
I would
games
love
that
to
we'd
do
wanna
more
go
stuff
back
like
to.
that. I would
Yeah,
love
that'd be
to do more
fun.
stuff like that on the show. Yeah.
Because we've been waiting for Twilight Princess to come back in a. Wait, did we actually get that?
No.
Twilight
not-
Princess.
We're
That
waiting,
didn't
we're
happen.
waiting on
I just had like
yeah.
a really weird like
out of
dream
body
sequence. Totally. Just like, wait a second. Did that
in
happen?
another reality. Yeah. No, we're waiting on Wind Waker and Twilight Princess still.
Yeah,
on
we sure
Switch.
are. Son of a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Twilight Princess would be fun to go back to.
Did you play that when it came
I
out?
played that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you play on? You must have played on Wii, I guess, huh?
I played it on Wii. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, with right-handed Link.
Yeah. Controversially. Yeah. Yeah, I did both. I played it on GameCube and Wii because I was that kind of sicko.
Yeah, I think I didn't play it on GameCube at all, obviously. But I think I played at least one playthrough. I think I've got through that at least twice, maybe. But I mean, that was so long ago. Twilight Princess
dude,
was. It was
That's
so
what I'm.
long ago.
That's how it was with Wario Land 4. It's like it's been so long since I've played this. I might as well be playing it for the first time again.
100%.
You know?
Yeah. It doesn't take 2 decades for that to happen for me.
Yeah.
But it will be like playing it probably for the first time, especially after like the first couple of hours and I really get into the game. But I feel like I watched people start that game all the time. That was the one where you just like, you'd fire it up and you put a controller in somebody's hands and go like, just play it. And just like, enjoy, and you watch them responding and reacting to.
It looks like a movie.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah.
That's the best. Yeah. Unrelated altogether. This is more Xbox. I was over at my family's house. My parents got a TV with the Xbox app on it. You can do like cloud gaming onto it, which is insane. Like
That's crazy.
This is magic. My brother-in-law, I'm trying to get him to play Mass Effect. I just wish that he would just play Mass Effect. And it comes up twice a year or so. And so I'm firing up this Xbox app and I'm combing through all these games like, oh, you can play this, you can play this. And I'm like, oh, look at that. Oh, Mass Effect is here. And so I started up a little bit of Mass Effect.
Yeah.
And I adore this game. It's one of my favorite franchises ever. It's space.
The first one?
It's role-playing. The first Mass Effect.
Hell yeah.
Adore this game. And I had a room full of people, and nobody could care less, man. They were so bored. The only person who was into it was my nephew, who was just like choosing the dialogue choices. That was it,
man.
I'm like, my dad loves Star Trek. Like, come on, dude. Like,
yeah.
So it was just one of those, just a sigh, disappointment moment. Like, you're not even giving it a shot.
That's a bummer. I remember when Mass Effect 1 came out, everybody was like, look at the eyes. Like, look at how realistic the eyes look. How shiny.
So. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not impressive anymore, I guess. Why have I was talking about this recently. Why the hell have they not put that Legendary Edition on Switch? Where is that? Question.
I don't know. They sold it for $5 over the holidays.
They give it away now.
Yeah. That's insane. 3 of the best. Anyway, that's not a Switch related thing at all.
I would pay $60 for those on Switch. I would.
I want to know from people listening, go in the comments, go into the Discord, etc. If you've tried to show a game that you love to somebody and you've had this experience where they just nothing.
Just stone face. They don't care.
They're like, you like this? This is how you're
I had that
excited about it?
I had that experience earlier today. Literally earlier today.
Like on this podcast?
No. Talking about Wario Land 4.
Wario Land 4. I was excited about it, man. It sounded good.
I know. No, it was earlier today. My wife was working from home today. And we're doing Hypnospace Outlaw for the next Bit Harmony. And that's one of my favorite games of all time. And that is one of those games that is like not for everybody at all. But it's like this very accurate like 90s internet simulator. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so amazing. All these web pages and all the music and stuff. And she's like, just stone faced, dude. Like there's zero emotion. She's like, I'm glad you like this.
Yeah. I know. So, it's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it is what it is.
You just want to share the things you love,
I do. Hey, real quick, before we wrap up, can I ask you something? And you must have heard this kind of tangentially, but I wanted to get this like recorded, and I want to get your take on this. So I'm sure you've heard about the story of when Lockleth and I played Mario Party recently. So
I'm so glad you brought this up.
Okay.
Yeah, recant. Get people caught up.
This has been kind of like the new trolley problem among the community.
Yep.
So I every time I get a chance to talk to somebody who has not been on the record with their stance on it, I like to just go ahead and just get it on the record. Great. So before we end the show, Lockleth came to visit me. I guess this was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And, we had a great time, just hung out together and stuff like that, and we ended the night by coming back to my apartment and playing Mario Party Jamboree. And to set the stage, I was playing as Pauline, of course. My wife was playing as Ninja, and Lockleth was playing as Shy Guy, and we had an NPC who was Waluigi. We get to a moment in the game, we're just playing like a 10-round game, and we get to a moment where I'm the only person who doesn't have a star. My wife has one, Lockleth has one, Waluigi has one. So I get to a boo space, which for anybody who's played it, if you have 50 coins, you can then choose to steal a star from another player using the boo space. So you get the option to target and steal the star from somebody you want to, or you can just hit random. So my thought is, everybody is on the same playing field. I'm the only one who doesn't have a star. I'm going to be as diplomatic as I can about this and just hit the random button. Okay? And as soon as I do it, Lockleth and my wife instantly both started yelling at me. They're like, why wouldn't you choose Waluigi? Why wouldn't you choose the NPC? We're humans. Choose the computer. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, like everybody deserves a fair shake. I'm competing with all of you. You know what I mean? So everybody deserves an even playing field. Later in the game, Waluigi is in the lead with 2 stars, which they would not let me live down, by the way. They're like, you wouldn't have 2 stars if you'd stolen from him, blah, blah, blah. And Lockleth gets to a boost space, and she chooses to steal from me, even though I was in last place. So I had to fight my way tooth and nail back up to eventually tie with Lockleth. She did wind up winning because she had more coins than me, but I had to fight my way back up there. And so anyway, my question to anybody listening and to you is, who was in the right? Does an NPC deserve to be discriminated against in Mario Party just because they're an NPC? Like, Seth, I don't think so.
I've rendered my verdict.
Okay.
You are a monster. Oh. You don't leave that to chance. You take it from that NPC. They're not a person. That's what they're there for. You don't leave it to chance to maybe take it from somebody else, and then for you to play the victim when you are targeted afterwards.
I was. It was
okay?
It was a personal
and I love
attack.
You to death. Okay, I love you to death. But I'm not with you on this one. Not even a little bit. You deserve what you got. You laid the bed, and then you made the bed and then you laid in it. I 100% believe this. Yes, both of them were right.
Wow.
I can't believe you. I would have been furious.
This is crazy. I mean, here's the thing, man. I mean, for me, I'm competing with everybody on that board. NPC or no.
Equally nobody stands out.
Nobody stands out. Everybody is in competition.
No.
Right?
The NPC is there just to fill out the board. That's it.
I disagree. If they were, then they would just be an inactive player. I would just be. You have to play with 4 people. There's no option for me to only play with 3. Otherwise, we would.
That's what I'm saying. They're there to fill out the board. That's it. So take the star from them. Why wouldn't you? Why would you want to take it from some? So then pick, a human then.
Well, for me, exactly. I could have done it as a targeted attack, but I knew if I did, they would both be pissed. So I said, well, surely if I leave it up to random chance, I'm hurting nobody's feelings.
I just don't understand how you have equal relationship with 2 human people and an NPC. And
on the board of Mario Party, I have an equal relationship with everybody. I want to make that clear.
For my opinion, I think you failed on 2 accounts. Okay. 1 going random and allowing for a human to be damaged by your choice, and then 2 to be upset when you're targeted for your choices.
It was horrible. Yeah, it was horrible. Yeah. No, I mean, look, I respect your opinion and I respect everybody's opinion.
Yon32 doesn't.
I vehemently disagree. I did submit this to the Petty Crimes podcast, and I really hope that they select this for their episode. I would love to have an official verdict. But everybody, if you want to leave comments in the YouTube video, if you want to leave comments on Spotify, you actually can leave comments on the episodes on Spotify. I would love to hear what the listeners have to say about this.
There's a lot of NPC allies out there, as we're seeing in the chat, and I don't think I'm in a popular opinion here. But
it's more split than you'd think. It's more split than you'd think. I'm getting it from more people than you'd think. Yeah.
I think it's wild that you went random. It's a Ryan Turford move. This is a chaotic, what's it called? Chaotic.
Dude, it couldn't be more opposite. It couldn't be it was, for me, I thought it was the most diplomatic option. It was the most sweet boy option I could possibly think of in that moment.
Sweet boy? How is that? You got 2 people upset with you.
Well, I know now. At the time, I thought that I was doing the right thing. I thought they were going to be thrilled with it, but no, I am still catching strays all this time later from the people I love most.
Yeah, right here. I think you messed up.
From the people I love most. Well, that's okay. Anyway, I wanted to get that on the record. I wanted to, and I knew that there was a.
Did you know I was going to say that? Did you have? I should have asked you what you thought I was going to say. Where you thought I would land.
No, I truly didn't know, and again, this is the reason I'm so taken with this whole scenario is that I don't think you guys, by the way, are ridiculous for thinking this. I get the logic, and I can empathize with just about anybody.
But we're calling you a monster.
But I you know what? I get both sides of the argument, even though I vehemently disagree. I can see why you guys would think this way.
Okay. Well, look at you just being the better person all over again.
I guess so. And And I feel like that has something to do with it too. Like, I think they just don't like it. I think they're just like, I don't like that you feel this way about what you've done. And so that's why I'm going to turn around and attack you. I'm going to target you specifically, regardless of if it makes sense or not. You're not in the lead. In fact, you're in last.
It's a universal situation. We've all been here before. We've all been in that scenario. Like, what do you do with an NPC? You know? And I've always gone after the NPC. There's no way I'm leaving it to chance. I'm certainly not targeting somebody who's in the room with me. That's just me, you know?
Yeah. Well, I didn't target anybody.
Unless somebody shot first.
Sure.
Unless somebody took something from me, then I hold a grudge forever.
By the way, I didn't target like my wife was the one that ended up having the star stolen from her in the random roll. Locklith did it as an act of vengeance to get back at me for the thing I didn't even do to her. So
yeah, that's interesting.
There's a wrinkle to that too. So anyway, it was purely calculated and purely evil, I would say. So there you go.
Retaliation, that is interesting.
And Yon32 says you always target the leader, and that's why there was no leader. So it's like, well, might as well let the dice fall.
Well, who has more coins? There's obviously a leader in coins.
Well, yeah, there was not a three-way tie with coins. Yeah. And Ryan makes the point, and Ryan put this on record on the post show last week. I always target the humans since they pose more of a challenge than the NPC, and I want to win. I knew that there was no winning for me in that scenario either. So it was a no-win scenario anyway. I sliced it. In any case,
interesting. All right.
I'm glad to hear your verdict, and I respect it, even if I disagree with it. And I want to hear what everybody else has to say. Comment on YouTube, comment on Spotify. Where do you fall on this? Okay.
We need to make a short out of this. We need to get people weighing it. Like, this could be our biggest short ever.
Like we need to get people this. It's a problem. Okay. Anyways, Sean, before we wrap up, if you'll allow it, I would love to thank our patrons.
Thank you.
Over Patreon, patreon.com/Carpool Gaming. Thank you so much to everybody who supports us over there. Thank you to our ultimate producers like Yabe, Jonathan Brown, whose music can be found at linktree.ee/pme.jib. You can listen to his music over there. Just put out a new album, Me, Myself, and I. It's excellent, so go and bump that. Thank you to Cwaggy, who reminds you that the best babes are Xenobabes. And thank you to TechMike, a.k.a. Technical Michael, who says, whether you're Kevesi or Agnian, you're a Xenobabe at heart. Thank you so much to our ultimate producers. Links are in the show notes, including that Linktree link. So go into the show notes and hit that so you don't have to type in linktra.ee. Thank you to our platinum producers, Smokin' Yo, the Captain, and one of the old kings. Thank you guys so much over there. And thank you to our gold members, Adam K, Anna, Awesome Dave 1337, Brad Moore, Brian Reese, Cecily Carozza, Dan and Luma, Dano, Emily O'Kelly, Yon32, Liger Woods 330, Mr. Giggles, Mr. Frump, Patrice Millette, Pei EP, Riley King, Stephen Keller, and the Yiggy Collector. You can join their ranks at patreon.com/carpoolgaming, where we've got a 7-day free trial to the exclusive tier. Check it out. See what all the fuss is about for free for 7 days. That's patreon.com/carpoolgaming. We'll see you there.
We'll workshop it. We'll see you there.
We'll figure it out. We'll see you there. We'll figure it out. Sean,
we'll be there, and when you stop by, we'll say hey.
That's true. We will say hey, and we'll shout you out on the show. We might even mispronounce your name or something. So
probably.
Sean, where can people find you on the internet?
Find me nowhere. Find me on
probably for the best.
Good luck. Blue Sky, CBG Sean, and come on into the Discord and say hi. Otherwise, you'll find me just wearing my hoodie. I got my little Extra Life hoodie.
Did you get that at carpoolgaming.com?
I got it at the www.carpoolgaming.com website.
That's
right.
Yeah.
Yep. I like it very much. It's got a zipper.
I love it.
Did that come through on the microphone? The little
yeah,
zipper
I could hear it. Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, pretty good. Okay, follow Amanda. That's Amanda, by the way, finally on Blue Sky. I think she's just Miles of Amanda. Hang on, I'm going to verify that. No underscores on Blue Sky.
What? Dropping the underscores.
I was shocked by this too. Just Miles of Amanda.
Oh, that's very
Blue
easy.
Sky. Yeah. Yeah. No underscores required. Locklith is also over there. Amanda's on Twitch. Locklith's on YouTube. Follow them. As for me, I'm at $2 Hero everywhere, or really just Blue Sky. And you can add me on your Nintendo Switch at SW411280613454, just like Eric Lindros.
Just like Eric Lindros. Heck yes.
That's right. Cool. Is that it?
Cool.
Is that a show? Did we do it?
I'm very hungry, and I could eat a whole pizza, I think.
Oh, hell yeah. We'll do it.
Love pizza. Dude, I love pizza.
I feel
That's what I
like
want
we
to use my
talked
Nintendo coins on. I love it. We talk about this all the time. I'm not doing, I just want to eat.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, go eat. Thanks, everybody,
right.
for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Oh, where's the button? Okay, bye.
Thanks so much for tuning in to this week's episode of the Nintendo Drive. Now, before you drive off, be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube and follow us at Carpool Gaming on socials. Don't forget to check out our awesome Nintendo Drive merch on carpoolgaming.com, and you can also support the show on Patreon at patreon.com/carpoolgaming, where you'll unlock all sorts of exclusive content like the Nintendo Drive post show. Links to everything are in the description. See you next week!
Beak.